You ready? Okay. My name's Kyler Martz. I live in Seattle, Washington. I moved here about 6 years ago, and I've just been out here making work since. I've had a lot of random jobs before I ended up being a tattooer and illustrator. Just living by the water had a huge effect on me. Being surrounded by boats and water every day. I mean, I live right by a big giant boat repair dock, and so I'll just go down there and draw ships, and that's kind of where all the really heavy nautical stuff kind of started coming from. My brother's in the Navy, and so he's another one that really got me interested in like traditional like tattooing stuff, because I hadn't really been exposed to it until he started showing me all this old traditional work that, you know, is the coolest thing I'd ever seen. One of the huge themes in my work is combining images together, really contrasting the whale boats and snail houses, squid lighthouses. A big city like Seattle has been really interesting, and I'm really drawn to that stuff, but I still like have a huge love of, you know, going out and being in the middle of nowhere, being in nature, and so it's kind of fun to combine that stuff together, you know, really like kind of industrial stuff with, you know, the natural world. I'm a huge fan of old naturalist illustrations, you know, old engravings, and I think that's where I get a ton of subject matter from. And it's really fun to kind of do like a weird modern take on that stuff, kind of combining modern things into the, you know, these old images. All this subject matter that I draw from and appreciate so much is disappearing right before our eyes. The fact that people still kill whales, that's a thing that's super frustrating. So anything that I can do to live not like that is really important to me. Just that fragment tweaker did with suitcase. As far as art influences go, you know, the shop is kind of like covered in all this weird folk art that I definitely take a ton of influence from. My family, like, we never were allowed to have video games or cable TV or anything, so we spent a ton of time at the library, and I think that's where I got a lot of the stuff that I like to draw from. I think you can see around the shop too that a lot of printmaking stuff has been a huge influence. I think especially the woodcut and etching stuff in particular really stuck with me. Luckily, that was one of the things that really translated well to tattooing, so I've strongly gravitated towards that. You know, the mural aspect is like a pretty big component of what I do, and I think that it's a really cool way to get my stuff out there. I've really enjoyed, you know, doing bigger and bigger work. Anywhere there's a traffic intersection, there's a signal box, and so I've started 7 or 8 now that I've done. A lot of people have come into the shop after, you know, noticing those. I've tattooed a lot of the images from that stuff. It is tough to combine the tattooing and design work and making original artwork for shows and stuff. I feel so lucky to be where I'm at that I'm not really ever willing to pass up on something that I'm excited about. I don't know how long it'll last, so I just have as much fun with it as I can right now. I'll take a vacation when people get sick of my stuff, I guess.